Sempre! Estamos aqui agora, indo para a mina de sal da Cracóvia. Vamos agora pegar um autocarro para lá. E já estamos um pouquinho em cima da hora, que o autocarro daqui a pouco passa, daqui a 17 minutos. Quer dizer, daqui a 20 minutos. Está logo ali na frente. E a gente vai mostrar para vocês como funciona aí o trajeto, né?
Hoje tá um tempo maravilhoso, beautiful. Nós somos, tipo assim, super leves, uma tá só de camisa. Aí, tipo, eu tô assim, bonitinha. E o tempo hoje tá top. Finalmente, né?
Então,
Sem
é
vento,
isso.
sem chuva. Então, nós já chegamos aqui na Wieliczka. Aí nós pegamos o 304, que vai mesmo para a cidade. A nossa paragem é Wieliczka Kopalnia Soli, ou seja, a mina de sal. Falei bem?
Sim.
Aí, quando você entra no autocarro, tem lá uma maquininha, ou seja, tem duas maquininhas, uma mais pequena e outra maiorzinha assim, que tem de comprar o bilhete lá. Pode comprar com cartão ou dinheiro. E depois, quando sair assim, um ticketzinho bem, bem pequenino assim, aí você valida na máquina de validar e ele tipo fura o bilhete e marca tipo um número da série. Demorou uns 35, 40 minutos para chegar aqui e é só subir assim pra cima.
Então vamos lá, ver o que tem nessa mina de sal.
Vamos.
Se tem sal mesmo.
Pra levar pra casa porque eu preciso de sal. Eu não vivo sem sal, então talvez vai ser bom.
Amor, esse é o 20º. Faltam mais 20. O que você tá achando?
Eu tô achando que tá sendo demais.
O primeiro estágio são 60 metros abaixo do chão, da terra. E parece que vamos descer, depois desses lances de escadas, mais 400 degraus. Aproximadamente isso.
Mas ela não falou tipo 800 degraus?
Pois não sei, depois eu vou perguntar a ela qual o total mesmo de verdade. Porque são muitos até agora. E descemos em espiral até o primeiro passo da mina de sal.
Just be careful. Hold the door, please. Hold the door.
Passamos a primeira porta, depois de 64 metros. Vamos passar a segunda.
Everybody come inside. The last person close the door, please. Then I can open another ones.
Ela só pode abrir uma porta depois que fechar a primeira que abrir.
Turn right. And on your left now. You have to cut the ceiling on the door. Five, six, 7. Finally, we'll get to the third level, which is 135 meters, 400 feet underground. However, the mine has 9 levels. The lowest point is 327 meters, 1,000 feet below the ground. But don't worry, we don't have to go there. I'm sure our trip will be long enough. And please let me start our tour by providing you with a very important information regarding safety rules in a mine that you must accept. Since 1280, the mine is huge, including of almost 300 kilometers of corridors, tunnels. This is the same distance as from Krakow to Warsaw, and over 2,040 chambers. So it's like a huge underground maze, city under the city. But do not be scared. Today I'll show you less than 1% of the mine. Very small part, however, the oldest and the most beautiful. So you can see the name of the chamber. This is the Upper Ursula chamber, and it was mined between 1649 to 1685. So can you imagine that all of the places we'll walk through, chambers and corridors, been excavated in 17th, 18th, 19th centuries? Of course, the oldest part of the mine no longer exists. Most of old excavation has collapsed or are inaccessible. Yeah? Well, counting our workmates. Of course, you also see lots of figures here made of solid wood, but they are not that old. Most of figures have been carved recently, just by miners and for you tourists as an extra attraction. Original machine from 18th century. What kind of the mechanism is it? Do you know? What was it used for? How does it look like? Any idea?
Horses.
Yeah. Well, the machines are just by miners, for very strong miners, just by pushing. It's a kind of the lift, an elevator, winch, capstan. The machine was called by miners manual cross. And the request, could you please look up? Can you see ropes and the rollers up there above your heads? I guess that together with the cross, it's just a part of the lifting system. So now it's more visible. And on the very left side, at the distance, there you can see the long wooden stick. It's just the brake system to stop the elevator. Yeah. The leg is huge, so the brake is also very impressive. Okay, let's cover, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we'll continue. Another door. On your right hand side, yeah, hold the door, please. Nicholas Copernicus, a great Polish astronomer, scientist, creator of the heliocentric throughout the world. He was born in 1473. Of course, he didn't live as alone. This monument was carved in 500 years of his birth in 1973. Copernicus is also one of the first, our tourist. He visited Wieliczka undergrounds while a university student of Krakow, most probably in 1493 when he was 20 years old. His uncle lived in Wieliczka, so he has been here as well. Okay, and Slavic continue. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's come on this way. Look at the floor. We're walking the solid where our displaying.
I haven't been there for years.
Okay, and request. Could you please look around, ladies and gentlemen? As you know, it's a salt mine. The salt is just all around us. Almost everything here is made of salt. The floor, ceiling, walls. So tell me, does it look like a salt or it doesn't?
No, there's not.
I'm afraid you're right. Well, you can yeah, I'll tell you just in a second. First of all, let me explain you. The grey rock you can see all around us, that's just a rock salt. It's not white because it's not a pure salt. It contains salt, pure salt, sodium chloride, NaCl, but also other rocks, minerals, and chemicals, like lots of sandstones, clays, loams, anhydrite. So maybe it doesn't look like a salt. It is. Of course, if you still dump a little bit so we can taste it, make it. Cauliflower salt. This salt is put in nowadays just from the moisture, from drinking wine. Okay. Let's just continue, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go to the right. Be careful, let me see. Because we are long and thin. This is the secondary crystallization method. I mean, they put in nowadays just from the moisture. They grow quickly, 1 to 2 centimeters per month. And on the floor around the corner, there you can also see stalagmites too. Yeah, they might grow up. Of course, all of these figures are also cut out of the salt. And here you can see the statue of a Saint King, a Kunigunda. So, ladies and gentlemen, please listen to the one of the oldest story in the mine, a legend of a Saint King.
When a Polish prince called Bolesław proposed to Hungarian Princess Kinga, her father, King Bela, insisted on a traditional dowry. But Kinga came up with another idea. She knew that no rock salt was mined in Poland and decided to ask her father for a group of salt miners. She wished to find salt in Poland with their help. Without a second thought, on her way to Krakow. She came near the mine shaft and, surprisingly, threw her engagement ring into it. When she arrived to her new country, she requested the miners to look for salt. The result came soon. The miners discovered salt deposits near Krakow that gave Poland centuries-long prosperity. They say that Kinga's engagement ring was found in the first salt lump extracted.
Well, the legend is very nice and romantic. Okay, and in the meantime, look at the wall on your left side, please. And up here, yeah. You can see more pure salt, so-called cauliflower salt, yeah. As you know, they're putting just from the moisture. You can taste it, of course, it's all salt. All right. It's also not be scared, okay? I'll turn the light off. This will be dark. You'll hear noise. Do not be scared. This shall take several seconds. Well, we saw how it looked like, but didn't feel the pressure and the temperature that was almost 3,000 degrees Celsius during the explosion. Do not be scared, ladies and gentlemen. Now our mine is completely from gas. You can put it aside. Okay, just look at the floor. Can you see rails, track slippers, and even so walk slowly and carefully. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, behind me is an equipment that was used for horizontal transport storage. Behind me is a special car trolley, or on the right, that's like called schlappe. Yeah? And we used to transport sort to be pushed and pulled by miners than by horses. And look at the photo. The next stage of the horizontal transport began in 1860 with the invention of air rails, trucks. Of course, everything you can see here is original, all of the equipment, except of miners and horses, not original, made of an artificial material, but not so, I'm sure. So they don't touch them, these little lights. Horses being brought into the mine in 16th century, and they usually spent their lives here because it was very difficult to transport them. So most of the horses lived under the ground next to the diet. Not the miners. Well, miners worked even 14 hours a day here every day. But after work, after shift, just went back. So the last horse left our mine 23 years ago, recently. So now our mine is completely for animals. No horses, no rats, bats, mice, spiders, neither ladies, donkeys, no anything. Yeah. Nothing to eat, so no animals, little horse.
E esta será a conclusão da primeira parte. Segunda parte, não se esqueçam de seguir o canal para não perder a segunda parte, que é muito, muito, muito interessante.